Meet Scout, a curious adventurer from a small village. One day, while exploring the village library, Scout discovered an ancient map. It spoke of a legendary golden seed, a seed said to hold the secret to how plants grow strong and tall. With this seed, the village's gardens could thrive like never before. Scout knew this journey wouldn't be easy, but just as doubt began to creep in, a wise mentor appeared, Dr. Vicki, a brilliant scientist who knew everything about plants. Dr. Vicki explained that finding the golden seed required more than just following a map. It would require an understanding of how plants live and grow. The golden seed, she said, held the secret to photosynthesis, the magical process by which plants use sunlight to make their own food. With Dr. Vicki's wisdom to guide her, Scout knew the adventure lay ahead, but this was a journey she had to take on her own. Scout ventured deep into the forest, where sunlight streamed through the trees and the plants seemed alive with energy. As Scout explored, Dr. Vicki's lessons echoed in her mind. She had explained that plants use sunlight to create their own food, a process called photosynthesis. With sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, plants grow strong and healthy. The forest seemed full of life, with plants growing tall as they reached for the sunlight. Scout realized that sunlight was essential to their growth. It was the magic that powered photosynthesis. As Scout traveled deeper, the sunlight began to disappear. The tall trees blocked the light, leaving the plants below in shadow. Here, the plants were weak and pale, their leaves small and drooping. Without enough sunlight, the plants couldn't perform photosynthesis. They were starving for energy, unable to make their food. Scout knew the golden seed would only grow where the sunlight was strongest, so she continued, determined to leave the shadows behind and find the light. Finally, Scout emerged from the dark forest into a wide, sunlit meadow. Here, tall sunflowers stood proudly, their golden petals reaching toward the sky. The sunflowers seemed to glow under the sunlight, their leaves wide and strong. They were thriving thanks to the sun's energy. Scout remembered Dr. Vicki's words. Photosynthesis was happening right before her eyes. These plants were making their own food from sunlight. As Scout admired the flowers, she noticed a glowing path leading toward the distant mountains. Could it be guiding her toward the golden seed? The glowing path led Scout to the foot of a towering mountain. Its base was dark and shadowy, but high above, the peak was bathed in brilliant sunlight. The golden seed, Scout knew, must be waiting at the top, where the light was strongest. The climb was tough, and Scout grew tired, but she remembered how plants struggled to reach the sunlight. They pushed through the soil, stretched their leaves, and rose toward the sun, no matter how hard the journey. If the plants could do it, so could Scout. At the summit, the sun shone brighter than ever, and there, nestled in the middle of a patch of glowing earth, was the golden seed. It shimmered in the sunlight, surrounded by plants that were strong and full of life. The journey had taught Scout everything needed to care for the plants back home. The golden seed wasn't just a treasure, it was a symbol of how all plants live and grow. Scout returned to the village, bringing the golden seed with her. Scout planted the golden seed in the village garden. With sunlight shining down, the golden seed quickly sprouted into a beautiful tree, its leaves shimmering in the light. Scout's adventure had unlocked the secret of how plants grow, and now the whole village would remember the importance of sunlight, water, and care in helping plants thrive.